So this is kind of a story about saying f it to Italy and seeing how far you can push it. A story about watching where everyone else goes and saying I want something different. And then almost dying twice. Whoops.
550
but still worth it. This is a story about chasing after the supposedly most beautiful hot air balloon ride in the world and how to get there. This is about making the craziest TikTok video, the wildest Instagram reel. A story about how to get the perfect Instagram photo that will make all your friends jealous. This is a story about Turkey. 2 Spanish tourists killed in hot air balloon accident. Exactly where I want to go. 4 days ago. Well, so here's the mission. Take the most famous hot air balloon ride in the world and not die. And don't go to Italy. Step 1. Spend all your money buying plane tickets between New York City and Istanbul. They cost $2,000 each, and will leave you broke and with a few questions once you're there, like, is Turkey dangerous? Will I be beheaded? Will I need a translator? Will my translator be beheaded for telling me I should have learned Turkish?
In the Istanbul Grand Bazaar, and there is a cryptocurrency Bitcoin spot right in the Grand Bazaar.
No, Turkey is perfectly safe. Sort of. It's Muslim but secular, and you won't need a translator. But you do need to be in shape and good-humored. Istanbul is the largest city in both Europe and the Middle East, and with about 1 billion Russians fleeing to it.
A bit touristy. You know, orthopedic surgeons have got to be the most wealthy individuals in Istanbul. But these streets, whew, I mean, look at these. Or Istanbul is basically Mount Everest of cities.
Squiggly streets in a language I can't understand.
Lots of hills.
And it's all hills.
And no street signs.
And no street signs.
Despite the beautiful mornings, step 2 is to secure even more plane tickets. Because the only way to the hot air balloons is through ancient Turkey. A place so dense and diverse, it frankly defies English's ability to describe it. Perhaps because this land is older than English itself. Turkey is fucking nuts, in a good way. You hear 8 different languages and watch 8 different cultures trample all over your Adidas in about 8 seconds.
Famous Istanbul Avenue tram coming. I better get out of the way. Go for it, boss. Go ahead. I appreciate it.
As a fact, here in Istanbul, it has 15 million people living legally and another 5 million illegally. That's like half of Spain, the country, deciding to settle in your hometown. And at its heart is Istiklal, or Independence Avenue, the city's main artery.
So Istiklal Avenue is about a mile in length between Taksim Square and Galata Tower. Galata Tower was built by the Genoese in the Middle Ages so they could look out over the city. And then all the way up. Wild.
I'll tell you a fact that President Erdogan, he was the first one to allow pride parades in Turkey. And you're allowed to be openly gay and LGBTQ. But then in the last few years, Erdogan tried to take away the pride parades.
Really?
As he leaned into the more conservative Muslim faction of Turkey. But Turkey's politics are complex. There are secular conservatives in Turkey. There are liberal Muslims in Turkey. The coalitions are tricky and difficult to understand and unique to Turkey. It's a big country. Its geography is vast and hard to economize. In many ways, it's like the United States. It defies encapsulation, but also embraces the cliches, like passing cats.
This breaking news, a deadly explosion rocks a popular tourist area of central Istanbul. Governor of Istanbul says at least 6 people are dead, 53 more injured.
Istiklal is about 100 yards away from our apartment. Someone just bombed it. We got lucky. Very, very lucky. Maybe this is why people go to Italy after all? But Istanbul is not the final destination. The air balloons were still pushing it.
Intensity of foreign airports. Total kind of chaos.
The next step is to fly further east, near Syria, to a town called Kayseri. Once there, your only option is a long bus ride into the desert. Unless you make 2 rich friends on the plane who happen to have their own private car waiting. So we ditch the bus and speed into the desert with our new friends. It's another stroke of luck and we arrive at our destination. An underground colony built into the mountains. You see, 1800 years ago, early Christians built these caves to hide from the Roman Empire.
If you're wondering where we are, traveled all the way to Cappadocia.
Now, there are multiple ways to get an air balloon, but since the language is Turkish and there are no hospitals, no rules, and not everyone always seems to come back, my strategy was first book the hotel, then leverage the hotel to book the air balloon, which they agreed to do for 60 euros cash. I'm sure they get a kickback. But I'm also sure they dislike their guests plummeting 10,000 feet before checkout, so my incentive to live and the hotel's incentive for me to live should work.
They even gave us a free bottle of wine in Turkey. Turkish wine. Let's open it up.
This plan is good because AT&T or Vodafone will not work. You don't have any cell service here. It's just you, other world travelers, and Allah. For instance, this cave I'm crawling through is actually a hallway, dug 4 stories underground that leads to a kitchen during the Iron Age. There's an entire ancient underground town in Cappadocia. Our friends invite us to go explore it, and I finally understand why this place is so special. The land is bizarre. It's a desert atop a mountain splashed with weird stones. The stones are called fairy chimneys, and this is the only place in the world you can see them. They predate the Ice Age.
Wow.
I learned Cappadocia is an anomaly, a geological aberration, a kind of fantasy glitch in the Earth's programming that froze time 25 million years ago, like the dinosaurs.
We're gonna go see if we can see the sunset from the pool, as it faces west. Listen, you can hear the Izan. To the labyrinth, to the pool. Nope, wrong way. We're lost. Haven't got a clue how to get to this pool. Totally lost within this system. We're still lost. We're still walking up and down stairs. Totally lost. Merhaba. Ah, there we are.
So here's where I left out a detail earlier in the video. Tomorrow could still be a total failure. You see, there's a good chance things can still go wrong, because not only do you have to make it here, but then the weather must be perfect, or the balloons won't launch. Turns out it's only safe to go up if the sky is cloudless, and the wind is still. Anything else is deadly. We only have enough money for 2 nights, so it's all or nothing tomorrow, and we pray the weather holds.
Let us go explore this little tulip spot. I think this is where they serve tea and coffee in the mornings. In this little cave area. It's not open right now, but it looks delightful in this preposterous location, carved into the side of stone, halfway around the world.
So that's it. In the morning we find out if this was all worth it. Alright, let's go. And there are no rules. I mean, we're walking inside the balloon.
We're inside the balloon.
I kinda love it. The words are, it's pretty f***ing epic. And there's really nothing else to say.
Look at right up there.
10,000 feet in the air, I can see the earth bend and feel myself alive. I see the salubrious sun come up and everything is perfect. The hundreds of balloons all up in the air all at once is something I'll never, ever, ever forget. So there we go. We did it. We made the TikTok video. The reel. The perfect Instagram photo. And it was not Italy. But it was an adventure.
And now I want to see how it operates.
Very fast, very loud. Look at the little cat houses. cats.
You can see all the ones around you.
Two up there. We got Fifi. Black Panther.
Time to make its attention and lost. The world in a